Hi, my name is Ann Nichols. I'm the lead animal care specialist for large carnivores at Brookfield Zoo. Brookfield Zoo has been working with Alaska Fish and Game for about the last year. We filled out a permit and were approved to receive orphans if any needed placed from the wild. And so we were contacted in September to let us know 2 orphan cubs were available due to the loss of their mother and that they were currently being housed at the Alaska Zoo.
The Alaska Zoo opened up in 1969, and since its opening we've had 116 orphan bear cubs come through the Alaska Zoo. 59 brown bear, 43 black bear, and 14 polar bear. So Alaska Department of Fish and Game determines if an animal is going to be removed from the wild, and then a lot of times they will bring it to us, and our staff cares for the animals and then works with receiving facilities to do necessary medical care, treatment, and then arrange transportation to their new facility.
This year alone, we actually placed a total of 10 bears, 7 moose calves, a Sitka black-tailed deer, a squirrel, and a handful of invasive possums. We'll get a call from a member of the public saying, hey, we think we've spotted an orphan animal. The area biologist will go out, see what's going on, and they'll call me and, say, hey, do we have any placement for black bear or a brown bear or a deer, or, the list goes on. And I'll either say yes or no. So the list kind of depends on whether or not we have enough facilities that have requested to have that type of animal. And it can't be just anyone. We take into account all the certifications that any facility has. We want to see that this is a facility that has a good reputation and has the paperwork to prove it. We want to see the exhibit that these animals are going to be staying in. How much room do they have? Do they have separate areas where they can be provided with veterinary care? Do they even have something as basic as physical enrichment features in the exhibit? So water features, trees, boulders, or is it just dirt? So those sorts of things that we look for with these facilities. So we want them to be someplace where they're going to be permanently, have a good life, and, be able to excel from there. So the Alaska Zoo is one of our holding facilities, and they do a very large amount of work. It's really helpful to be able to do that. And honestly, we wouldn't be able to do it without those facilities.
Brookfield Zoo decided that we would give these brown bear cubs a home for the rest of their lives. So one of the senior animal care specialists for large carnivore, Erin Hennessy, accompanied me. The 2 of us traveled to the Alaska Anchorage area, and then we went to the zoo to meet the bears and to understand how Alaska Zoo had been caring for them since they arrived at Alaska Zoo.
Brown bear cubs, we can only guess at their age pretty closely. They're born in the den when their mom is hibernating. So these were probably born in like January, December, somewhere in there. So they're about 10 months old-ish. And then we have a 3rd brown bear cub, and he's from Yakutat, Alaska. And he's going to another facility. But we let them all play together in one big pile.
Normally their mother keeps them for 3 years to teach them how to survive in the wild. These cubs wouldn't make it on their own. So it's great that there are facilities that contact Alaska Department of Fish and Game and say that they can take these bears, because otherwise they would not be rescued, because obviously we can't permanently hold all the orphan cubs.
Summertime is orphan season. At the Alaska Zoo we take in all kinds of orphans, not just bears, and it's all hands on deck. Bears are a lot of work, and the bear cubs, you kind of have to stay like 2 steps ahead of them, because you never know. They're very smart, so you never know what they're going to get into and what they're going to find fascinating. Are they going to find just a corner of dirt fascinating? Are they going to find a particular toy fascinating? We have to give them things to destroy so that they're not destroying things we don't want them to destroy. So we let them tear up, a box full of treats, or we'll make them popsicles and they have to dig treats out of the ice. Alaska, we get a huge variety of sizes of brown bears. Here at the zoo, our resident coastal bear is probably about 1,400 pounds. He's a big kid. But that's not to say that the grizzlies in the interior are tiny. They're not. They're still big. And they're coastal brown bears. They are found on the coastal areas of Alaska. So we try to kind of mimic what they would be eating in the wild. So we end up giving them a lot of fish, either salmon, halibut, cod, whatever we have available. But also we have to mix it up because successful bears have a big variety in their diet, and that's what helps them gain fat for the winter. So we give them a big variety of things. These two in particular have been super into fish. They really, really like fish, but their treats that they really like are pretty much any kind of dried fruit and peanut butter.
Taking care of orphaned animals is a big part of our mission statement. So that's most of the animals that are here have been rescued. So we're very happy to work with Alaska Department of Fish and Game and the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service in cooperating and locating homes, making arrangements for transportations, medical care. So it's been great to work with all these different zoos all around the nation and some internationally to find homes for animals, good placement homes that are going to do good educational messages and support conservation and the species. I know our staff hates to see them go, but we're happy that they have a home to go to and that they continue to help their own species by teaching people about the bears and their environment.
Yeah, we do. I mean, we do get attached. We know, when they come in, we know that they're going to somewhere else. So we try not to, but of course it is a little sad when we have to kind of pack them up and put them away. So I personally try to get everyone ready and tell them as soon as I can when they're leaving, so that everybody can kind of prepare themselves for it.
After learning all about them, we were able to crate them into locked crates. We boarded a FedEx cargo plane, and then we flew across the country and landed in Chicago, where we were met by the Brookfield Zoo staff. The rest of the large carnivore team arrived. We were able to unload the bears from the plane in their crates and then place their crates on a truck to drive them to Brookfield Zoo. And then we were able to unload them into our holding area at Great Bear Wilderness. We did a quarantine exam, we immobilized them with anesthesia. Then we just did an overall body check. We made sure all their teeth were okay. We did ultrasounds on their organs. We checked out all the body parts, made sure everything was healthy. We did some blood work on them. We checked their ears, kind of anything that you would do when you go to a doctor's visit, only we did this under anesthesia because obviously they're dangerous even though they're small. And so we just made sure that they were healthy all around. They weren't bringing anything in like a respiratory infection or a parasite. The brown bear cubs will be in the middle habitat, and then Hudson right now is in the habitat nearest to the wolves as you enter Great Bear Wilderness. And so at some point Hudson and the brown bear cubs may alternate between habitats if they are still awake throughout the whole winter. Axie, our resident brown bear, is in the hibernation den in the last habitat at Great Bear Wilderness near the gift shop. You can see him in his hibernation den in underwater viewing, and so Axie will remain in his hibernation den. So we're really excited to be able to give these new brown bear cubs a home. We did this with Jimmy and Axie back in 1995, and they've lived to their entire lives. And so we're really excited to be able to provide them a habitat since they are not releasable back into the wild. It's the next best thing that we can offer them. We have a really great program at Great Bear Wilderness. They'll be able to explore all 3 habitats throughout the year. And so we can provide them with really great diet options, a lot of really great preventive medicine care. So we're just super excited to watch them grow throughout the course of their lives. We're really appreciative with our collaboration that we've had with Alaska Fish and Game, the Alaska Zoo, and FedEx throughout this entire process. It could never have happened without everyone working together cooperatively to get everything done. There were a lot of logistics to get into place and a lot of timing, a lot of transport. And so we're so happy to have worked with all of these organizations to make this happen. Guests should be sure to come out to Brookfield Zoo and see these cubs. You can see how very small but fluffy that they are as they start to explore their new home.